Hey everybody, it's Asa Eric back on the Camaro, and to finish up the story of the shielding gas from last time, remember I was saying that oxygen canister that guy sold me before had that adapter on it, and I was wondering if that was fishy, and it was. So this is the thing he sold me last time that said, oh yeah, you need this for that tank. So now I can see clearly that this is the CO2 fitting, and this is the oxygen fitting. Lovely. Anyway, so I gotta take this off now. Alright, so where we left off last time, we're in the process of repairing this wheelhouse here. So we got this inner patch done there. Now we're ready to put the outer patch on. I'm gonna try a Rubin's trick here and try and put a piece of cardboard or something in here first. I already got the metal out because I got that tip afterwards, but I can figure out where the bend and everything goes, at least potentially using the cardboard. I don't have a shoebox handy, but I'll try and find some lightweight cardboard something. Well, what do you think there, Ruben? Pretty good? It's not bad. It's a little wide down here, but that's about the patch that I cut out. It's pretty close, so it did definitely help me convince myself that was the right place to put that crease, which is good. So this thing fits in there nice and tight. Happy with it. So ready to put the metal one in there. I gotta clean this edge up a little bit here and get some weld through primer on all this stuff. Alright, our patch is looking good. Got my holes drilled out for the plug welds. This is the weld through primer I've been using. Put a blast of that on there. Only on the spots where the weld's going to go. The rest of it's going to get covered with epoxy eventually. Okay, and then the car itself, this piece and this piece are where the plug welds go. That's the only spot we care about for the weld through primer. Alright, we got that guy tacked in. I tried to be really careful with this and try and get all the edges lined up. Try and match this contour as best as I can. See how well I did. Still some blow throughs in the corners. I tried to round that corner off so that I wouldn't have a sharp corner, because sharp corners I think in welds are bad. But it still blew through. So, you know, I still have to do the plugs here and then seam it up all the way around, but that's looking pretty good so far. Right, that pretty well covers it there. There's a little bit of work left to do, but it's pretty close. I'm going to grind this down. But I had a question for you Welding types out there. I've seen various things on this when you're doing stitch welding, one of which is every tack is a tack and you just keep stacking tacks on top of each other until you're done. And another is you put a bunch of tacks in and then you can run a little bead in between the tacks. That's what I did here because I'm not really worried about warping this panel. I wasn't sure if this is a good idea or not. I've seen people do it, but is that okay to do on a big panel, like when I get around to the quarter panel? And if so, you know, do you restrict yourself to, you know, 1/4 inch? I was trying for kind of 3/8 of an inch, I'd say, to maybe 1/2 inch at most. Try to keep it around 3/8 of an inch. And, you know, after each one, I would stop and cool it down with air and then come back and hit it again. But just curious about that, what you guys think. Thanks. I'd say that one came out pretty nice. There's still a little hole right here, but there was a hole there originally anyway where all the panels come together, so that's all plugged with seam sealer right in there. But the welds came out really nice. Pretty happy with that. I think I got the contour approximately right on this one. So hopefully just a little wipe of fiberglass on here, and you may not be able to tell anything happened on this one. And on the back, it looks like we got good penetration there. A couple little welding worms there to get rid of, but not bad. Well, wouldn't you know it, as I'm looking through things here, I found another hole. And this one's pretty ugly. Let's see it right there. This little corner of the trunk was pretty pitted, but I thought it was going to be okay. So I cleaned it really well, put the epoxy on it and everything, and just was going to call it a day. But there's a hole going clean through the floor right here, and that's going to be a bear to fix. The proper fix probably would be to take this whole panel off right here and take all these spot welds out and everything, but I don't really want to do that. And it's inside the trunk. The bottom of the car is okay, it's just the inside of the trunk that's bad, so as long as this stays dry and sealed, I don't think this is going to be an issue down the road. And I also reasoned that if I ever did have a problem with this down the road, I could fix this without worrying about the rest of the car paint or anything. It's just the trunk and stuff. But this is my mark for what I'm going to cut out here. I'm going to get rid of all the pitting in this area here while I'm at it. I can't possibly weld this. That metal will just explode. But this is going to be really hard to cut, and I can't get a cutting wheel or anything in here. There's a piece of metal behind this. So I'm going to have to cut it right along the bend, which is the thinnest part of the metal, which means it's going to blow through like crazy. I probably won't be able to dress the weld from the back, but I think that's the best I can do. Anyway, I do have the trunk pan, so I do have the corresponding piece that goes here. This is not nearly as refined and pressed as it is in the trunk pan. There's a real crisp edge around here, and there's a double recession here, which is not here. So I'm just going to try and use as little of this as possible to hide the fact that those two don't match. But anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, let's show you where we ended up today. So this patch is pretty well done here. Can stand to smooth out this fiberglass a little bit more here, but it's pretty good. And when I put the fiberglass on here, I forgot to put it on here, so I still have to go back and smooth that. Got the patch in place here. As you can see, this is going to be blow through central in here. I knew that was going to be the case, but whatever. Patches fits pretty well. It's not great, but I think it'll work. Let me show you the other side. There you go. You can see how it looks on this side. So, you know, the contour is not exactly the same as the one that was in there, but I think it'll be close enough. I got the edges pretty close. There are little gaps. Gaps are a little wider than I would have liked. I always have trouble cutting a piece that fits on an angle like that, trying to get it to fit in there, but I did the best I could. I think it'll be alright. We'll find out. I'm kind of welding all of this up in here is usually where I have major problems, but we'll see. I got all this stuff sanded down. I think that all looks good. The repairs from the back here, I think that's happy. I'll show you the other wheel well here. And here's the passenger side. I think that repair came out pretty nice. No complaints. So, thought I was going to be done after today, but with the trunk stuff. Anyway, but there's that new patch I have to do. That's probably going to take me probably another couple of days to wrap that up. Unless I get lucky, then I can have it done tomorrow, but we'll see. Past history, whenever I was welding on this trunk, has not been pleasant. So, we'll get that wrapped up, and we're making pretty good progress here. Show you what's next on the list. So I think after all of that is done, I will probably move on to this. Actually, no, I'm going to save that. I'll do the drop-off patch repairs on the driver and passenger side. Get those done first. So I'll save stripping all that off until I'm just ready to epoxy, because that's theoretically all I'm doing there. Unless I find damage there too. But anyway, take it easy everybody. Hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya.